presence of other writers. So it's a wonderful thing. Glad to be here. I hope everyone's had a great day as well. Once again, my name is Jonathan Barnes. I'm the writer or the author of a recently self-published novel. It's called The Satire of Southern Dreams. It's not satire in the front. So, this fictional novel is a look into human nature and our follies. In relations to influences, I actually wrote this morning, so like Albies the goat, it practices absurdism. Like Jean Reese, or the wide sargasso sea, the dialogue is mixed with Southern colloquialism, and it's a true representation of the Southern vernacular. Similar to Samuel Johnson, father of the first English dictionary, transitions to scholarly discourse and jargon, which is sometimes needed. You will soon hear a passage on religion, but the protagonist, Brian Johnson, as an intellect, goes back and forth between his social construction, but the fear is yet the same. The goal of this novel and passage is to find commonplace amongst the readers and listeners, so be it. After a few moments of seeing truth, I stood and walked into my bathroom. The sun was shining in through the window and onto the floor. I looked into the mirror and saw myself for the first time in years. Well, I've looked into the mirror, but for the first time in silence, I've really looked into the mirror. I noticed that the mirror doesn't ever change. His purpose was simply reflection. Only the person looking back at me had changed. His purpose was to age and wither away. I put 2 fingers to my face and pulled my skin down, stretching it as I watched myself. As a boy, I did not see pores, but now I do, and they are large enough for me to peer into. I also observed the blood vessels in my eyes that are now visible to all in a given day. I thought, I have not been able to watch time go by. Time has watched me. I looked around the room and noticed that the scene of the shower, the bathroom structure, and the overall 4 corners that I stood in were familiar. A familiar scene that doesn't change. Even the sunlight that appeared on the floor is the same. The only thing that changes in this picture is the person looking back in the mirror. A person who walked in and out of the door in a daze, thinking about random tasks and random thoughts. And one day he will be gone. But these 4 corners and sun will still be here, waiting on the next person to test. Lastly, I turned to the door and stepped into my bedroom. Father, rid me of my wicked ways and walk with me in the choices I make. I ask you to forgive me for my trespasses against humankind, because I know I've committed many. I am sorry for all I have done to others. There are no excuses. I pray that all I have done somehow only blesses your creation. Amen. After my prayer, I decided to break my chain and achieve the reality that almost all Southerners fail to see. For much of my life, I did not know I was enslaved to my created world. A couple of bad situations happened, and I let myself embody the person who caused me the most detriment. Impure and soiled, I transferred that negativity to others. I let the sins of the father become the sins of the son, and that was my fault. So I had to remind myself, I am beautiful. I can create a beautiful world. It's time to let go of it all. Now it's time to live. The vision that overtook my mind was a new environment, specifically the West Coast. I wasn't West Coast dreaming. I was West Coast believing, and I knew that the vision OG was sending me, that was the vision OG was sending me, and I was going to be damned if I took his blessing in vain. Every time we as humans experience a new scene, we bring with us our past experiences, which have created, constructed, and shaped each and every human in each scene of life. All thoughts and ideas in the new scene are nothing but mere reconstructions of the past, unless we experience something new. The next couple of weeks were spent ending my relationship, because companionship without love leads to tragedy. We had a domestic partnership, and both parties had agreed that separation was best. I knew that the things I had done to love, as what was done to me, love would not return again. Well, at least not for a while. I can now face this truth. Well, I still didn't know if I could, because without love, there's always a presence of dread hanging hanging around near the body. But my time with love, when I did have it, seemed beautiful. And I thought that beauty was free from constraints and without control. But somewhere in human reasoning, in the changes of day and night, love found itself missing and hidden in different avenues, searching for the next place to rest. I realized that love never leaves the one whom it chooses, but the ones whom it's treated seem to always find themselves uneasy. Brief moments of pleasure may enter, but love decides to stay its distance, and then boom! Love comes and gives a full chance to be happy, have all desires fulfilled, and almost does it at the most inopportune time. Like when waiting at a bus stop and kindred spirits meet through eye contact, and then quickly the bus pulls off, leaving you there briefly questioning, what if? And once again it's lost, because neither party took the chance to embrace its beauty, and so it continues searching for the next people to test. And the ones whom it's once again left continue to put together the shattered glass while peering in it, wondering where love went.